guys, doing the Rocky Mountain Arsenal National Wildlife Refuge scenic drive through the bison area. Going over cattle guards, so a little bit of noise there. But it's a beautiful area to come and see some nature and wildlife. As you may be able to guess from the name, Rocky Mountain Arsenal used to actually be an arsenal for weapons for war. Among the things that they kept here was sarin gas. If you remember the movie The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, yeah, that stuff. Pretty horrible thing to have in your backyard. But now they've gotten it cleaned up. They're still doing some additional cleanup, making sure everything's been found and dug up and sanitized. And in the meantime, the safe areas are a wildlife refuge. My understanding it's going to stay that way. And you can enter the park with no fee. It's about 30 minutes east of Denver. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful area to check out. Lots of bison, deer, coyotes, bald eagles, gold eagles, blackfoot ferrets you can occasionally run across. One point somebody saw, I believe it was a badger out here. So lots of cool things to see. If you're into birding, it's a fantastic place for birding. I've seen great horned owls, egrets, great blue herons, all the types of ducks that are available in Colorado. So, pretty fun. I'm not going to film the entire wildlife drive just because it's a long drive. And I don't want to have to edit all that down into a shorter video. I'm going to try and keep this shorter than my last video, which was a little bit out of hand at 40 minutes. We'll shoot for maybe doing 2 15-minute videos or something like that to make life more realistic. Wildlife Refuge is relatively close to Denver International Airport, so it's also a good thing to check out on your way from the airport if you want to and have time. You'll see lots of low-flying planes in the area because of that. I don't believe they ever actually go over the refuge anymore, which is good. It is, again, a popular place for bald eagles, so we really don't want planes messing up their nesting and all that kind of stuff. Some deer out here hanging around. Let me see if I can swing over so it's easier to see them. Yeah, should be able to see them walking along out there. Not sure how well you can see them just because GoPro doesn't really zoom in super well. One of the only flaws with the technology. But nice multi-point buck out there, whole bunch of doe, some babies. Looks like they might be walking this way. Hang out for a sec, see if they come over. Looks like they're gonna stop and eat for a while, so we'll roll on down the road. Might be able to get a little bit better of a view here. Sorry about the sun up there, but it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so low-hanging sun. Pretty deer, pretty views. Definitely the plains area of Colorado, not the mountains like I did last time. But beauty is everywhere. You just have to have an open mind and not define your beauty on one single thing. Probably pause recording here in a second, but just around this bend there's a little bit of a view of what all we'll be driving through. Yeah, you can see the bison all the way out there. Definitely not a good view of them, but they're out there. All open plains, carrying on and on for a while. So all the little black dots off to the left here, I'm gonna angle over so you can see them better, are bison. So yeah, all those little dark dots out there, that's the bison herd. There's a lot of them. My understanding is that they are all as close to pure breed bison as they can be. If you don't know, for a long time, ranchers were trying to crossbreed bison and cattle to make larger cattle. And so the bison gene pool got really invaded with bovine DNA instead of bison DNA. They do crossbreed, just not super well. Didn't work out as well as I think a lot of people hoped. Bison are massive animals and not as filthy as some cattle can be, and they tend to stay a lot more lean, so healthier all the way around if you just leave them be, but they also take up a lot more space and they can weigh, you know, 1,200 pounds, so not a whole lot of people interested in tangling with them on a regular basis. I'm still recording, we'll come up here to this old fallout shelter. Up here is where they used to hide away as they'd blow stuff up and test stuff as part of the arsenal's actual operations. This little bunker building up here is where the humans would observe and be relatively safe. Cattle guard noise. It's a one-way road, so you can easily pass people if they choose to stop. And that's the building right there to the left. Nice bunker. Remnants of an older time. Driving along part of the side of the wildlife drive that I was doing earlier. I've seen a few owls along this stretch in the past. You really have to look closely for them. This group of trees up here on the left is where I've seen a great horned owl about 3 times in the several years I've been coming here. So it's not guaranteed, but they do hang out in this general area at times. Not seeing anything today though. really feel like stopping to look closer. Nothing jumped out to me. It's like no birds in the tree at all as far as I could tell. Beautiful Rocky Mountain view from here. And we're coming up on this crazy drainage dip thing that they have. I assume it's for large amounts of water runoff or something along those lines. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if the camera will show just how steep it is, but it goes straight down and straight back up almost. Well, not straight down, but pretty steep. It's always fun though. A little bit of a roller coaster there. Now this is the end of the wildlife drive. Didn't see a whole lot close enough to actually be able to show on camera super well. Just the deer, the bison specks out there. But there's still other areas to explore around here. So we'll keep going and see what else there's to see. Cattle guard. It's always a beautiful area. It's always worth the trip to come out, even if you don't get an up-close view of the bison or anything else. Let's see what's down this way. Cattle guard. Looks like there's possibly a bald eagle way out here that this guy's photographing. Let's see here. Don't know if it's gonna even be visible for you, but it's a little bit out and to the left. There's two pine trees, and then there's a dead looking tree just to the right of that, and there's a bald eagle sitting right up there, just hanging out. I know in some places bald eagles are everywhere. In Colorado you can find them, but you usually have to look for them. So it's a treat to actually see them. They're fun. This used to be part of a smaller wildlife drive, but for some reason they've closed off sections of it. So I don't know if they're planning something else or what the goal is in the long run. This whole area used to be gridded out just like city streets, cutting through up and down and everywhere. So there's a lot of roads that dead end at bison fence now. Spring, summer, and sections of fall, these trees have all sorts of little birds in them. Finches, sparrows, meadowlarks, magpies. flickers, woodpeckers, all sorts of various critters. They have lots of fences put up so that they can keep the bison in certain areas if they need to. So if anything happens, there's a fire or some other type of danger where they need to keep bison out of a certain area, they'll close the gates. The bison are really good about finding where the gates are and going through them whenever they want when they're open. But it's just a nice safety feature to keep them out of any areas. There have been a couple of fires that have let loose and got running through here. So right here is a section where the roads have been closed off. So no visitors beyond that point. And you'll see there's one of the bison gates I was talking about. And then over here is the other section of a closed road. Now this used to be open. This stretch of road takes you over to the visitor center, which is that building you can see in the distance past the high tension power lines. So let's get you out of the bright sun so you can actually enjoy the views though. And on to the next location. Another little stretch here. Just a pretty little area. And some beautiful sunrise photographs with these trees and everything. Parking lot here and get out and stretch my legs for a while. Don't have anything to carry the camera with me though. The lake over there is Lake Ladora, and then there's some people walking around too. See you later. Beautiful view of Lake Ladora along one of the walking trails in Rocky Mountain Arsenal National Wildlife Refuge. It's winter, lake's half frozen. And from here you can see the other side of the lake. A little deeper here, so not quite as much ice, though this front here is ice, it just doesn't look like it too much. And the far side of the lake is down there, around that bend over there. It's just beautiful in my opinion. I like it. Some nice fallen trees here that have been watered and weathered. Well, that's all the time I have for today. As I was wandering around, I did try and shoot a couple videos with my cell phone. I'll see if I can get them spliced in with the rest of the video. see how well it looks and cooperates. But it's been a beautiful day. Coming up on 11 o'clock, I think I'm gonna go get some food, and then I'm supposed to go help a friend move. Whee! Anyway, hope you all had a fun time watching this video. If you have any questions or whatever, go ahead and just let me know.